question is question number 7. Question is, which of the following advocates equitable distribution of wealth? Question number 7 is, which of the following advocates equitable distribution of wealth? Option A, we have plutocracy. Option B, capitalism. Option C, aristocracy. Option D, socialism. Let us explain the items we have in the options. Plutocracy refers to government controlled by few rich and powerful groups. Plutocracy is a form of government controlled by few rich and powerful groups. Plutocracy, the wealthiest class controls political power because they also control economic resources, and they include industrialists, landlords, financiers. Capitalism is a form of a political economic system in which all or most means of production and distribution are owned and controlled by private individuals, and in which the economic activity of the government is at a minimum rate. Some of the capitalist countries in the world are America, Japan, USA, and all the European countries. In capitalist economy, profit is the main motive for either the private or the state participation in production of goods and services. Profit is the major motive. Aristocracy is a form of government by the best and most qualified people in the state, or by those seen as superior citizens to whom people look up upon for leadership. It is government by the privileged few, and as well be called the government of the nobility. Socialism is a form of a political economic system in which all or large part of the means of production and distribution are collectively owned and controlled by the state, the government. In a socialism economy, all the non-human materials of production and distribution are controlled and operated by the government on behalf of the citizens. Goods and services are produced with the sole aim of satisfying the wants of the whole citizens of the country, as opposed to the profit they will fetch. In a socialist economy, there is equitable distribution of wealth. By the analysis, we'll be able to find out that the right answer is option D, socialism. In a socialist economy, profit making is not the major motive, but in a capitalist economy, profit making is the major motive. Next question is question number 8. The question is, the number of permanent members of the UN Security Council is. The number of permanent members of the UN Security Council is option A, 8, option B, 5, option C, 6, option D, 7. The total number of countries that belong to UN Security Council are 15 countries, and there are 5 permanent members and 5 non-permanent members. Why we call those 10 members non-permanent members is because they have been nominated or elected for a period of 2 years. But the non-permanent members are there forever and ever. They are there. The big 5 or permanent members of UN Security Council are USA, Britain, Russia, France, and China. The right answer is option B, 5. Next question is question number 9. The question is, power that is delegated is exercised. The options we have indirectly, option A, option B, by devolution, option C, directly, option D, by coercion. When you delegate your responsibility or your power to someone, you ask someone to do what you are supposed to do. Delegated legislation are laws made by other bodies other than the legislature. When you assign your responsibility to another person, that person will do it on your behalf. The right answer is option A, indirectly. The right answer is option A, indirectly. Next question is question number 10. The next question is question number 10. The question is, Decree 34 of 1966 was unacceptable to many Nigerians because it was Decree 34 of 1966 was unacceptable to many Nigerians because Decree 34 was promulgated during the regime of Agi Ironsi. That was in 1966. The name for that decree is Unification Decree. The decree abolished regional form of government and introduced a unitary system of government in Nigeria. In the options, we have option A, promulgated without consultation with the people. Option B, perceived to abolish the federal system. Option C, Consider as alien. Option D. Seen as an instrument of impoverishment. The military make use of decree. And for them to promulgate decree, it means that they will not consult people. Which means Nigerians, we are not consulted before Decree 34 was made in Nigeria. We are not consulted. People also see the decree as a way of abolishing the federal system of government that was in existence then. And Nigeria, as a highly diversified country, is supposed to adopt a federal system of government instead of unitary system of government. They were suspecting that one ethnic group will dominate other ethnic groups as a result of that unitary system of government. The right answer is option B. Perceived to abolish the federal system. Perceived to abolish the federal system. The next question is question number 11. The question is, the right of citizens to participate in the affairs of government of their country is called. The right of citizens to participate in the affairs of government of their country is called. The options, we have economic right, option A, option B, civil right, option C, political right, option D, social right. Political participation is a process in which citizens of a country take active part in the political activities of their country, either as contestants or vote during the election. The right answer is option C. Political right is the right answer. It's not social right, it's not civil right, it's not economic right. Rather, it is political right. That is option C is the right answer. The question is question number 12. The question is, the first notable nationalist movement in West Africa was the first notable nationalist movement in West Africa was Option A, we have National Congress of British West Africa. Option B, West African Students Union. Option C, Nigeria Youth Movement. Option D, Aborigines Rights Protection Society. National Congress of British West Africa was established in 1917, Gold Coast, Ghana. The Congress was dominated by intellectuals from Gold Coast, Ghana. Was led by Casey Highford, a lawyer who is also from Ghana, Gold Coast. The major agenda or the major program of the Congress was to unite the 4 British West African countries of the Gold Coast, Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, and Gambia in their demand for independence. The Congress, which had its headquarters in Gold Coast, Ghana, and branches in all the British West African countries, seriously criticized the composition of the Nigerian Council. The West African Students Union, WAFU, was formed in London in 1925 under the leadership of Chief Ladipo Solunka. WASU was a center of social and political activities in which modern militant nationalists was born. Nigerian Youth Movement, NYM, was established in 1935. When the Lagos Youth Movement, established in 1934 by a group of young Nigerians led by Ernest Ikoli and Samuel Akinsanya and Dr. J.C. Voyan, changed its name to the NYM. Aborigines Rights Protection Society was established in 1897 when the Gold Coast government passed a law which in effect converted all lands in the Gold Coast into Crown land. In 1898, a group of Africans who were in fierce opposition to this new law formed the Gold Coast Aborigine Rights Protection Society under the leadership of John Mensah Jabba, the first Gold Coast lawyer. Remember, Gold Coast here we are talking of is the current day Ghana. Among them all, the first notable nationalist movement in West Africa was the Option A, National Congress of British West Africa. Question is question number 13. The question is, citizenship of a state by descent requires that. Citizenship of a state by descent requires that. The options we have: 1 is born and bred in the state. One's mother was born in the state. Option C, one's grandparents were citizens of the state. Option D, one is domiciled in the state. First, who is a citizen? A citizen is a legal member and owes allegiance to a particular country he resides, in which he enjoys full civil and political rights, and will be ready to put his life at stake in defense of his territory when occasions occur for that. There are various ways of acquiring citizenship. 1. Citizenship by birth. In citizenship by birth, you have place of birth and descent. In place of birth, a person can acquire citizenship of a given place, state, if he or she is born within the territory of that state, even though the parents are citizens of another country. For instance, a child born in Britain or US by Nigerian parents can claim citizenship of Britain or US, respectively. By descent, a person's citizenship is hereby determined by his or her father's citizenship. That is, persons who are born to parents or grandparents who are citizens of a particular state are automatically legal members or citizens of that state. We have citizenship by naturalization or application, citizenship by registration or marriage, honorary citizenship, and the last one is citizenship by conquest. Honorary citizenship is a form of award. If I'm in US and I gave birth to my children in US and my parents are from Nigeria, automatically those my children are also from Nigeria because I'm a citizen of Nigeria, though they are citizens of US because of place of birth. The answer is C. Once grandparents were citizens of the state.